All right, everyone. How are you doing? Let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we have legacy, discovery, and pure artistry in the building. We got the one and the only Bobby Wilson joining us, and let me tell you, he is a true Renaissance man. His story is one of resilience, triumph, and heart. You know, every once in a while we get a guest whose story is bigger than the stage, it's bigger than music, and it just hits different. Well, Bobby Wilson is one of those guys, born in the struggle, raised in foster care, serving his country in the Navy, and then finding out later in life that he's the son of the legendary Jackie Wilson. I mean, that right there is a plot twist that most of us couldn't even write. He went from karaoke bars in Hawaii to headlining stages around the world. He's been proven time and time again that his voice, his presence, and his spirit belong in the spotlight. And now through his music and his story, he's carrying on a legacy while building one of his own. And y'all, it is an absolute honor to welcome a man who embodies perseverance, passion, and pure soul. Let's clap it up for Mr. Bobby Wilson in the building. Come on, come on.
Thank you. Can I wrap that and keep that? That was perfect. That was awesome.
You know, listen, it's you doing all the things.
Thank you.
Doing all the things.
Thank you. Yeah, man, wow, that was nice. Thank you very much.
Of course,
very
of
nice.
course.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Well, Bobby, how you feeling today?
I'm great, man. It's energy's up always when I come to New York. You know,
Yeah.
always when I come to New York, and I'm looking forward to it. We got a couple shows this week, and I'm looking forward to the crowd and getting out there and just bang, having a good time, man.
I'm telling you.
Giving them what they want.
There you go. Listen, that's what you got to do with the people. You got to give the folks what they want.
Give them what they want.
Give the folks what they want.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby, you have such a story. I mean, honestly, for our viewers out there, you are in for such a treat. Your story is incredible. And I think where I want to start is touching on a little bit of the beginning, the early stages. So your life, it started off, you came through the foster care system,
Right.
and then there was just a life of resilience and some uncertainty. How have those moments, can you speak about those moments and how those moments have shaped where you are now in your music?
Well, I think a lot of credit goes to my mother, who raised me in South Carolina, Annie Bell Davis. She raised over 400 kids, and she started keeping kids in 1941, December the 7th. Wow. She lived to be 96 years old, but she was such a strong hand, a strong Christian. She was a baby girl of 12 brothers, and 6 were preachers, and 6 of her brothers were preachers, and her mother and father were evangelist preachers. And she grew up on a potato farm.
What?
So she had a lot of stuff that was instilled from her growing that she pushed onto us. But it made me who I am. I mean, a lot of things that she said or has said come back to me every day. I use in my decision making. I use in my performance, and it's just with the things and time, the way things have come around. It's just I always owe everything back to my roots. And she is my roots.
Come on.
Yeah.
I love that. There's nothing like you know, your mom always has a special place in your heart. You know, always pulling from. I think the resilience and you know, just the love at the same time that a mother's love has is unmatched.
Well, I am working on my book and finally able to pull out everything that I suppressed over the years. And one of the things that I've learned that she was really stronger than I thought. Because, okay, so I was born here in Westbury, Long Island.
Okay.
And then my birth mother took me to South Carolina and gave me up. And when she did, I was placed in my mother's home that I stayed till I turned 18. The reason why I said all of that is all of the things that she instilled in us, she was just a strong woman. She lost the love of her life when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And she never remarried. Her husband had a stroke, and I remember watching him pass away, not knowing that was what's going on. And I'm in the bedroom, and he said, "Boy, call your mama." And then I called, "Mom," and he was gone.
What?
But I remember I blacked out. That part, I remember, the next thing I remember was us getting a super stretch limo, and I didn't know where we were going. Wow. I remember, you know, and my mom was crying and boo-hooing, and I just didn't know what was going on. So I realized when I started digging into writing this book, I suppressed a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't know I did. And so now I'm digging this stuff out.
Yeah.
And now I see what I'm made of.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so because she raised those kids by herself. She always said, all I need is me and God. That's all you need is you and God.
Yeah.
And even though she had a couple of men that tried to date her, and she goes, no, go on home. I got this.
Right.
I said, Belle, let me help you out with these kids.
Yeah.
Did I ask you to help me out? Go on home.
Strength.
And so I was like, this is the meanest woman in the world. I was like, the man's nice, because I'll never forget one of them said, hey, Bobby, here's $1, go to the store. She said, no, you don't give them no money. And she snatched the money.
Oh.
You don't give them no money. He goes, but Belle, I just want to help out with the kids. He said, did I ask for your help?
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this woman is strong. And she stayed strong. She owned her own house. She owned her own business, her own clothes. And she worked until she was 96 years old.
Oh, come on.
So if she can do it, I can do it. I never forget, I was on the road traveling. And so I wanted to take her to dinner, and come home and treat her. And I grabbed her and said, come on, lean on my arm, let's go. She goes, you ain't here. I walk by myself.
Wow.
And I was like, you stubborn old lady. She's like, you ain't here.
Wow.
I'm not. No, I walk on my own.
Right.
Thank you.
I got this.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, Mom, I'm just trying to spoil you. I don't need to be spoiled.
Come on. I know listen, strong moms are undefeated. Undefeated.
No, she no excuses, nothing.
Yeah, come on. Oh, well, that's amazing. So you have the book coming, and you spoke about some of the elements in the book where you're speaking about your mom. I want to know also in the book, you spent time in the Navy.
Yeah, when I think my mother, my birth mother, I must have been a preemie because I had a lot of health problems.
Okay.
Rickets at the bones, underdeveloped lungs, underdeveloped intestines. So I was in and out of the hospital until I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And then they had to break both of my legs to straighten my legs because my legs were my knees were like elbows.
Wow.
And my feet were pointed in. So
wow.
they cut both of my feet. I didn't even realize this till after I got out of the Navy. I got a cut straight down the center of both of my feet. I had to ask my sister, I said, do you know, because she's 10 years older, I said, do you know if they operated on my feet? She goes, yeah.
Wow.
She said, didn't you know that? She said, didn't the Navy point that out? I said, no, the Navy pointed me out. All they did is sign me up and push me in. They didn't care about what happened. Look, I wasn't sick at the time when I signed in.
Right. Because
my mom kept saying, the military's not going to take you, baby. The military's not going to take you. I said, Mom, I'm joining the Navy. She said, then they're not going to take you. I said, Mom, I already signed a contract. What do you mean they're not going to? She said, you was too sick. You was too sickly. But I had the rickets at the bones, and I had the underdeveloped lungs. You ain't going to be able to walk 15 miles. I said, Mom, I run cross country.
All right. Look at that.
54 miles a week. Come on, what's she talking about?
Come on.
So anyway, but I didn't realize till after I was in the Navy that my feet were operated on.
Wow.
And I used to wear the Forrest Gump contraption.
Okay.
I mean, we used to run and fight and play football in that.
Wow.
So the first time I saw the contraption on Forrest Gump, that was me.
Wow.
And so it was kind of funny to see those comparisons. But I'm trying to get back to the original thought. I forgot the original thought.
Well, no, you're fine. Because we went on with that happening. I mean, I can only imagine what that's like. You got the contraption on you. You had the health things, and now you find yourself in the Navy. And
yeah, I joined the Navy. That's why. Thanks for bringing me back. That's when you get younger, you start losing your mind. But no, I joined the Navy to give back because I was grateful for the state of South Carolina because they healed me. They didn't have to. I mean, the social programs that was in place saved my life.
Wow. Okay,
so I said, I'm going to join the Navy because then I can leave South Carolina and travel the world. I wanted to travel the world. And what's better than to have a good job, working for you, giving back to your country.
Yeah.
And so they threw me in. I wound up being special weapons. But apparently, music was in me since I was little. Okay. Because my sister, my mother's only daughter, 10 years older than me, she bought a hi-fi system and she would blast the music when my mom's going to church.
Okay.
My mom didn't let us go to church early. She made us wait till we was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
because she believed that our minds weren't developed enough to understand it. So she made us stay at home. She let sis keep us. So sis would have a sock hop party while mom's at church all day. She's playing all the music, all the kids from all over the neighborhood come, and she's got this big hi-fi system. So I heard the Tops and the Temps and all of the Motown artists and B.B. King and Bobby Blue Bland. I mean, you just name it. Bobby Taylor, Tito Puente.
Come on.
I mean, I heard them all. I mean, we were partying.
Right.
And so the music moved me, but I didn't realize it. And when I was sick, I would rock. This is funny. I would have a cup like this, just rocking to the music, because I couldn't breathe.
Oh, wow.
So all I can do is just rock to the music. So I would hear Sam Cooke, the Soul Stirrers. I mean, I would hear, Mighty Clouds of Joy. People forgot these groups, but
wow.
And the soul of it. Now, I go to church at 10 years old. For the first time, our church has no piano, no organ, nothing. And these people are singing harmonies. And all they're doing is stomping their feet.
Come on.
That's all you hear. Boom.
That's the spirit right there.
I remember the first time I heard the harmony, I went, like, oh,
right.
like, what is that?
So lit up.
I remember just sitting there going, wow.
Yeah.
And I looked throughout the church, and they all were singing different parts, but it was sweet, tight harmony. And I said, I gotta learn that. I said, Mom, I want to join the church so I can sing. She said, boy, you don't join the church just to sing. I said, well, I want to sing. Well, you got to join the church.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to join the church.
Right.
And I did. I joined it, and I got on the choir and this and that. And I didn't really think music was a big deal in my life until I got in the Navy. Because I was doing talent shows and all kind of different. I did a talent show singing Old Girl by the Shallites.
Okay.
And when I saw the girls' reaction,
you were like, hey, I'm
in. Because nobody was paying me no attention. I was just bigger head Bobby.
Yeah.
And the kids called me Bobby Bird because I was singing all the time. But then when the talent shows, 8th grade to 12th grade, I started doing these talent shows and plays, stage plays. I realized I really loved doing it. But it didn't register in my head.
Right.
So by the time for me to go to school and go to college, I said, well, I want to be an engineer, so I want to study electronics. And I put the music aside when I got grown. And then I got married, and I jumped into the Navy, and I was going to stay in the Navy 30 years. Retired, fat, dumb, and happy, But my mom always told me, man plan, God laughs.
I know that's right. I know that is right.
So in the Navy, I started passing kidney stones and found myself... basically, my medical part of my side came back to haunt me.
Right.
And but the stones got me basically medically discharged out of the Navy.
Wow. So I'm tracking because this is unbelievable. So you find music, early stages, find yourself, especially in the church, you're hearing the harmonies. I mean, when you're speaking the harmonies, I mean, without instrumentation, I'm thinking one of the groups that pop in my head, Boys to Men, when they're just a cappella harmonizing with that.
Take six.
Take six. Take six.
Now, them boys are bad.
I'm telling you.
I won't even step on the stage with them boys. Everybody pick a part. I'm like, what part?
I mean, these are the groups where you hear the harmonization, so I can absolutely understand where you're coming from, where your eyes are open, and so now you have this music, the music in you, and then you go into school for engineering, find yourself in the Navy, and so now tell me, you're able to travel the world with the Navy, and how do you end up now in Hawaii? Right. And then specifically in Hawaii, then you join the Love Notes. Yeah,
well, that was this is God at work. On the ship, we had 22-hour days at sea. We do 6 to 8 months at sea.
Okay.
No land.
Okay.
So I'm in my 20s, so I got to get it out.
Yeah.
So I would take a boombox, go to the back of the ship after I'm done with my day, and play Luther, Peabo Bryson, Jeffrey Osborne, every one of them, and I would sing to the ocean.
Oh my Lord.
And I would pretend in my mind that's my audience, going crazy. So, and I did that for 2 years. I would take my boombox because I just need to get away from the noise with the guys.
Yeah.
Because you stuck on the ship for 6 months, everybody's ready to fight over nothing. Okay? I mean, you know, what you looking at me like that for?
Right.
Ain't nobody looking at you. You know?
Yeah.
And so I would go just to sort of relieve myself.
Yeah.
And I would just sing to the ocean. And one day I said, you know, God, you said to try you, so I want to sing for a living. Do that. I remember saying that to the ocean.
Wow.
I said, okay, God, you said if we to try you, to try God. Okay, I'm trying you, God. I want to sing for a living. Now, I knew I just re-enlisted in the Navy, so if I stayed in that time, I've been out 18 years.
Wow.
So I just re-enlisted. There was no way I was going to get out of the Navy. There was no way I would. And I said, yeah, I want to sing for a living. I don't want to do this Navy thing no more. Next thing I know, I'm passing kidney stones.
Wow.
In excruciating pain. And then I get to the doctor in Pearl Harbor, and they said, you're out.
Wow.
And they pushed me out. So I had to wait a year as they processed me. And while I was waiting, I started hanging out at the Officers Club.
Okay.
And in Pearl Harbor. And I would go there with some of the guys off the ship, and we'd sit and we'd drink, because I used to drink like a fish. And we'd sing the karaoke songs, you know? And that's when a guy named Peter Hernandez from Brooklyn, from Brooklyn, New York, came up to me and said, hey, man, you got a nice voice. And, you know, I'm in the Navy. I'm 40 pounds heavier than I am now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this dude like,
What are you talking about?
get away from me, man. What are you talking about? He goes, no. You got a nice voice. And that's how you talk. Peter Hernandez, you got a nice voice. I got this group called the Love Notes. Perhaps you heard of my son, the world's youngest Elvis impersonator. It's like, no, Bruno. Never heard of him. You sure? He's been on all the talk shows. I'm like, no, man, I never heard of your son. You know, like, get out of here. And he's like, well, here's my card. Come down to Waikiki. We play there every night. He says, I think you'd be a good addition to the group. And I'm thinking, audition? Is he crazy? So I ignored it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then one of my friends said, hey, man, did you ever go check out that group? I said, nah. And I had never been in Waikiki. He said, man, you should go check out the group. I said, yeah, I guess I could. Because, you know, I'd never been to live music, no more than church.
Okay.
I'd never been to a concert or anything. Oh, wait a minute, I take that back. I did see Earth, Wind & Fire and Marvin Gaye when I was a kid.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so I take that back. My sister took me. The one I was telling you, the older one.
Gotcha.
But no, but I wasn't used to seeing shows.
Okay.
So I went, I said, okay, I'll go down and check it out. So when I went down, I was blown away. 7 guys, 7 young ladies, and little Bruno, 6 years old, and they were killing it. I mean, they were killing it. The guys.
And really quick, you know, for those who don't know, so you're saying little Bruno. I mean, I think I know what Bruno you're talking about, but
he's the superstar, Bruno Mars.
Come on now. Whew,
but I called it. I called it. I was 2 days, 3 days with the group when they hired me, and I looked at him, and he's just sitting there. His eyes were deep. I mean, I was looking in his eyes, and it's like, this kid's like a 30-year-old man. And I was saying to myself, I said, I looked at Peter. Peter's from Brooklyn, you know, like I said. And he brought his group, the Love Notes, from Brooklyn to Hawaii.
Okay.
So I said, Pete, I think you got a Michael Jackson on your hand. And he goes, yeah, that's my retirement plan. And we laughed, right? And then when Bruno got his first hit with Just the Way You Are, well, actually before that with B.O.B.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but when he got his first album deal, the first 360 deal, that's when Bruno called and said, hey, man, you want to come and open for me? We're doing a Return to Hawaii show.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, man, yeah, I get paid? Nope. Okay, well, I'll do it anyway. You know? Yeah. And so we get there and back to Hawaii, and he's doing his thing. And I said to Pete, I said, remember when I said he was going to be, you got a Michael Jackson? Right. He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, well, Pete was doing something that I learned later from Deepak Chopra that I had never heard before. What Pete was doing was programming Bruno since he was 5 years old.
Wow.
So this is what Pete was doing. I don't know if Pete realized he was doing this or not. But every time he'd bring Bruno on stage, say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the next king of rock and roll, Bruno. He did that 2 times a night, 7 nights a week. Wow. Till Bruno turned 19.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. Come on.
He programmed that boy.
Yeah.
Him and his mom, well, Bernie, the mother, she pushed him too, but Pete programmed him.
Wow.
And so when we was talking about it, I said, Pete, he couldn't help but be what he is.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Come on. Come on. So this is fascinating. I mean, Bobby, so you are, you're finding yourself after the Navy. You're in now Waikiki, performing with the Love Notes, Pete Hernandez, and the now, as we know, the megastar Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
You're in the mix, and you're singing and you're performing. And I think people are starting to take notice. Maybe even you at this point, you're starting to take notice that there's something different about what God has blessed you with, right?
Yeah.
And I think now are people at this point, are they starting to make connections between your singing style and maybe what they see in you at this point?
I don't know if my singing style is close to my dad's. I think my spirit is. Dionne Warwick told me, your dad gave you everything from him. So my spirit is more like his. I never forget when the Four Tops saw me performing in Valley, in Atlantic City. That's what started it, the Jackie Wilson thing.
Well, you know what? Along those lines, you mentioned the Four Tops, and I think I see where you're going. We actually have a clip from your documentary that begins to kind of lay the foundation for exactly that. Can we take a look and you can shed a little bit more light on it?
Sure. He said to me, he says, do you know the Four Tops? I said, yeah, I know their music. He says, no, do you personally know the Four Tops? I'm like, no. He goes, well, they want to meet you. I said, what do you mean they want to meet me? He goes, come follow me. And I went, all right. I was like, woo, I'm going to get to meet the Four Tops. Sugar bar, honey bun. I'm like, yeah. So I go upstairs not knowing that my whole world is about to change. Had no idea.
Oh man, listen, Bobby, I don't know what's about to happen next, but for you who are viewing and tuning in, we are here with the legendary Bobby Wilson. You have heard a bit of the foundation, how he got his start, but we're going to go to commercial and come right back. And I want you to fill in the gaps, Bobby, for this clip that we have here. Who were the Four Tops talking about? How does this relate to you? And much more when we return. So see you in a second. All right, AM show. We are here with the legendary Bobby Wilson. And I mean, sitting here and talking with him, it's a history lesson. It is inspiration. It is all of the things wrapped up in one. So you are truly here for a treat. If you're just tuning in right now, we are jumping right into it where we last left off. We saw a clip from your documentary. Right. And essentially, you're going up into the elevator and you're about to find out some important news. So can you bring us back to that moment?
That's when it happened. Back in 97, I'm working for Bally's Park Place, and they take me up to meet the Four Tops because apparently the Four Tops have been watching me. And I get into the room. They take me into this room. They were doing corporate shows. I take me into the room, and Lawrence Payton is the first one that looks at me and said, how you doing, young man? I said, nice to meet you all. I said, man, this is an honor. And then he looked at me, he says, are you being Bobby right now or Jackie? I said, excuse me? He said, are you being Bobby or Jackie right now? I just walked in. I said, I'm Bobby. I said, I wouldn't know what Jackie is like off stage. I said, I barely know what he is like on stage. Because at the time, no YouTube. Right. No video on Jackie. And Dick Clark had the video, but he wouldn't give it to us. So I said, I wouldn't know. And they laughed, all of them, because all of them were there. And said, oh, okay. And then Levi walks up to me, nose to nose. Got to get up early in the morning to be anything close to my cousin. And I'm like, what is that about? Because I'm like, oh, what is that about? And he says, you're so much like him. He says, it's not your performance. It's you off the stage. We saw you downstairs. We saw you talking to girls. We saw you walking around the venue. We saw you even in the lunchroom downstairs. The way you interact, it's like you never turn off Jackie.
Wow.
It's like Jackie's with us. He's here.
Wow.
He says when you walked in, it's like his spirit walked in. And I was like, wow. I said, oh, I don't know. He said, you never saw Jackie Wilson live? I said, no. I wouldn't know anything about Jackie. I said, people keep telling me I look like him. He said, it's more than the look. He says, we've been watching you for the last 5 days, and we can't believe it.
Wow.
And so they kept questioning me, and eventually they asked me about my mother, and they knew who my mother was. And so I remember going back to work like kind of blown away.
Right. What does that even feel like?
Yeah, because I'm working for Legends in Concert. I got all these impersonators in there. I wouldn't dare tell them what I just went through.
Right.
They would eat me alive. Oh, so now you think you're Jackie Wilson's son, huh? So I wouldn't dare tell them, because I mean, they already, I had a lisp when I was born.
Okay.
Real bad.
Really?
Yeah, so I've overcome it. I have all these exercises I had to go through. But sometimes they pick up my list and say, how you doing? My name is Bobby Brooks. I'm the great big star. So they imitated me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to leave them, I'm not telling them nothing. I didn't tell anybody anything. I kept it to myself because I didn't know where it was going. So that guy in the middle, that picture you got of the Four Tops.
Yeah.
The guy in the middle is Billy Roquel Davis. Billy is a monster in the business.
Yeah.
Billy is Lawrence and Levi's cousin and Jackie Wilson's first cousin. He was quietly managing the Four Tops. So Lawrence says, a gentleman's going to come see you. His name is Billy Davis. I want you to talk to him. I said, okay, but I didn't think nothing of it. And I didn't know who Billy Davis was. So Billy Davis. I didn't know who he was. So I do the show, and sure enough, 3 weeks later, I get a knock on the dressing room. Hey, Bobby, it's this man named Billy Davis. I want to talk to you. I say, is he the guitar player or the producer? And he walked up and he says, I'm the producer. And he says, are you free for dinner on Friday? I said, yeah. He says, I'd like to talk to you. So I said, okay, cool. So still not thinking anything of it, don't know anything about him. He said, before you meet with me, look me up. That's what he said. And I'm like, okay, this guy must be important. And so I did. I started digging. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Treasure troves of history. This man started off as a writer, started off with the Four Tops, Ames. Started off with the Ames, then became the Four Tops, decided he wanted to write. Started writing for everybody.
Wow.
And then Jackie's first big hit was Repetit. He and Barry Gordy wrote together. He hired Barry Gordy to be a writer for Brunswick Records because he helped put together Brunswick Records. He was working with a guy named Al Green, which was Jackie's first manager.
What?
It's a white guy named Al Green, was Jackie's first manager. So he said, hey, this guy's the guy you want.
Wow.
The star of Brunswick. Him and Laverne Baker. And they signed him, and then off they went. So Billy went from that project to Stax, to Chess, to McCain Erickson, or Erickson McCain Advertising, and built a legacy of work. I mean, Aretha Franklin, he's responsible for getting her signed.
My goodness.
And doing her first jazz album.
Wow.
I don't know if anybody knows she did jazz.
I did not.
She had a jazz album to break the bank.
Wow.
Her first album was a jazz album because her dad didn't want her to sing gospel. Billy was the one who convinced her father to let her sing.
My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, this man, if you look into his history, it's just ridiculous.
So then at this point, so you guys are sitting, you having
He became my dad.
Wow.
I never had a father figure. Billy became my father figure.
Wow.
Because Billy took over, and he started questioning me, and he started talking about that, and then he would say to me, he said, man, sometimes I have to keep telling myself you're not Jackie.
Wow.
He says, I get chicken skin when you start talking. And I said, I talk like him? I mean, he talked like this?
Yeah. It's just like you talk just like I'm talking. You sure about this? Wow.
But I found out he's very, very, very articulate when he talked.
Yeah.
And he almost over-enunciate the words when he speaks.
Wow.
And he sounds very, very, very intelligent. And my son speaks exactly like Jackie does. And so I was like, I wonder where he get that from. Even my friends when they first met my son, when I was working for Legends in Concert, they go, "That's your son?" It seemed like two different people.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is, so how did your career change? How did your career change after that?
It didn't change.
Okay.
Because I went back to Legends, and you know, what made my career change is meeting Thor, the baby boy of the family.
Okay.
Because Billy started making sure I meet everybody. Harleen, everybody knew about me.
Got it.
And my big sister Sabrina, I met some more people in Detroit, met some people in New York, Miami. And so I started creating a bond with the family. And Thor and I created a great bond. And it was through Thor that I really opened me up, because Thor kept pushing me. He says, "You got to keep dance music out there.
Yeah.
You got to keep pop's music out there. I don't care what happens, keep pop's music going."
Yeah.
And he did not want the memory of Jackie to die.
Right.
But once I realized I was a Wilson, I didn't want the memory of his music to die either.
Absolutely.
So it became my mission. And besides, and I didn't know how long this was going to last. You know, you get to a certain age, you got to start doing other things. But in that process and dealing with Billy, I wanted to be an artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was great to carry Jackie's music, but now I said, well, you know, doing Jackie is great, but I got to do me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would hear, "Time for you, son. It's time for you."
Yeah.
So Billy would say, hey man, do me a favor, put a tape player by your bed when you go to sleep. I'm like, why? He said, because your songs, they usually come in the night.
Man.
And I was like, Billy, it's crazy, you know?
Right.
But my very first song, "It's About Time," came to me as a full song in my sleep.
Wow.
And I remember sleeping going, "It's about time. Is he the one that cares for you?" I was like, oh, that's nice. It's about time you recognize I love you so. And it sounds like Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
Because it was a country singer.
Wow.
Although the rain is gone, the clouds are done, I can still finally see you with open arms. It's about time. I was like, oh, that's good. And then I heard, well, get up and write it down.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm tired. Get up and write it down. But I'm sleeping. Get up and write it. But the sleep is so good. Get up and write it down. And then I woke up like, who's talking to me? And I grabbed my tape player and I started singing it.
Wow.
Exactly the way I heard it, like an impersonator. And I sung the whole song, wrote it down, started figuring it out on my guitar, and recorded it, sent it. And Billy always tell me, when you get your stuff, just give me the simplest form of it on a tape. It don't even have to be music.
Yeah.
Just sing it on the tape and send it to me.
And that's it.
So I sent him the tape, and he said, he called me back. It took a week, you know, so he called me back, "Hey, who helped you with this song?" I said, "Nobody. I got it out in my sleep." He said, "Good job. Send more. I'm going to publish this one."
Come on.
And he did.
Wow.
He published my very first song.
So the song came to you in your sleep, sent it over.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, so that's how your first song was born. Your first published
But
song was born.
that's my first publisher was born. That's my first song was born through Billy. But the idea of becoming an artist came through Billy.
For sure.
Because I was all caught up in just doing a great tribute to Jackie.
Right.
But then it got more than that. I was like, okay, keeping Jack's music alive, but what about my music? I want to play mine.
Yeah.
And I knew music was in me by then.
Yeah.
I didn't know then in my early part of my life. So when I realized the music was in me, I realized what my mission was. It really motivated me to, okay, I want to do my own music.
Wow.
And I started meeting producers and writers and collaborating and learning the business and getting gypped and getting, getting dogged out.
Right. No.
I started learning the business, you know, but
for sure.
You know, now I think I'm at a stage where nothing scares me.
Yeah. You
know, I go back to in the beginning of my career. I do act, and I had a great teacher. Her name was Margaret Dovasola out of Hawaii.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of film work in Hawaii.
Wow.
And she kept saying, "Bobby, you got it." But I wasn't ready spiritually and mentally. So this movie part came up, and she put me in front of these great producers, and I froze.
Yeah.
I got in them. Go ahead and read. I froze, and she looked at me like, "What are you doing?" Because she's standing behind the desk.
Yeah.
I talk you up. What are you doing? She was so mad with me.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I froze. But back then, I guess I cared about what people said and what people think and what.
Yeah.
Man, I've went through the rinse,
Yeah.
and the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Absolutely.
I've gone through it. So now I'm like, it's just me and God now.
Come on.
So you call me up and say, hey, read this part. I'm going to read it.
Right.
And
right.
I don't care who you are sitting at the table.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was like, oh my God, that's Steven Spielberg. That's so-and-so. That, so I'm like,
right.
trying to read something.
Right.
I'm in front of these famous people, and my mind wasn't together.
I got it.
Yeah.
Now I love that you mentioned the acting piece, because I feel like there's such a connection between what I feel like you have such a heart and just this talent for, which is the live performance of the music. You know? I think for most people, you can be a recording artist, then there's taking those recordings and then performing, bringing that to life.
Oh my God!
And seeing your performances, I mean, that's something that it transforms the fact that you have such a great and powerful voice, and you sound incredible. But then seeing you perform, Bobby, is unbelievable. We actually have a clip for those of you who haven't seen.
I'm scared.
Haven't seen my man Bobby Wilson in action. We have a clip. We're going to check it out, and then I want you to tell us a little bit more about the performance.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Boy, come on. Don't hurt him, Bobby.
We're cooking.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. Oh, man.
That band, that's Mike Huckabee's band. They were cooking, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, I mean, tell us a little bit more about this performance. Where was this? What was it?
This was in Nashville. This was in Nashville. Mike Huckabee invited me to come on the show, tell my story.
Yeah.
And he plays bass.
Okay.
So he said, I got to play for you, man. I got to play.
Man.
So that was kind of a dream of mine. And I got a call from him and flew into Nashville and had a great time. I mean, that was a great show. I mean, just performing that song. I use that song to lift up the world. I use that song for everyone to love one another as they love themselves, because we got to fix ourselves or we're going to destroy ourselves.
Come on.
A house divided will not stand. And I don't know what these people are thinking.
Yeah.
Nobody's thinking. We can't continue fighting each other. We cannot continue beating each other down. We are one people. We are Americans, right? We are Americans united under God.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
So do you really believe that, or you don't believe that? So if we're going to be united under God, then we got to be one people. We got to make a place for our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids, but they ain't going to have a place if we're going to continue this nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost 100 years after Martin Luther King passed, and we still have the same problems. That's ridiculous. We got to grow up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think music is such a great connector, Bobby, and that's why I'm so thankful for what you do, for how you perform. Your story is one of resilience. It's such an inspiration. I've been so inspired just to talk to you. Honestly, I feel after this, if you guys are tuning in, whatever your dreams, whatever your goals are, if you're not inspired to go and push for them and just know that there's a plan for you and that anything that you have in your mind, it can be done. If you're not inspired by what Bobby is sharing here, I don't know what is. And along the lines we spoke about being a recording artist, a performance artist, you're an actor, you have such a vast background, but I think I want to hear you live. If we have an opportunity to, I want to hear you live. I'm selfish, and I think we're pulling Bobby's leg a little bit to get him to perform for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to commercial, and when we come back, I think we're going to get a special performance live from Mr. Bobby Wilson.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, Bobby. We're excited. I'm excited. So don't go anywhere. We're going to go to commercial and get yourself ready. Bobby Wilson performing live for us in just a moment. AM show, as I mentioned before, you have been in for a treat. If you've been tuning in, you have heard Bobby share his beginnings, and he's speaking about how he got to where he is right now. And you know what? One of the greatest things that he does is perform. This man's voice is like gold. So, Bobby, you're about to perform for us. And can you tell us a little bit about the song you're about to perform?
It's a beautiful love song that we recorded back on Plateau Music out of Nashville, Tennessee. And one of the writers presented the song to me. I thought it was a fantastic song, and this is my interpretation of it.
Incredible, incredible. So without any further ado, Bobby Wilson.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. Girl, I didn't mean to make you cry when you asked if I would ever say goodbye. The last thing I wanted was to hurt you bad. Please don't be sad. After all we had, I tried to tell you every time we touched. It's time you knew the truth about us. I can't love you any more than I do right now. Baby, there's no doubt. Oh, there is no room. Baby, my heart is full. You fill my soul. I'm sure I can't love you anymore. Girl, you couldn't lose me if you tried. I've been my life right by your side. So dry those teardrops running down your face. This is your place, and that'll never change. If you got questions on your mind, listen up, girl, don't waste your time. I can't love you any more than I do right now. Baby, there's no doubt, no, there is no room. Baby, my heart is full. You fill my soul. I'm sure I can't love you anymore. See, action speaks 1,000 words. Let me hold you if you haven't heard. I can't love you any more than I do right now. Baby, there's no doubt. Oh, there's no room. Baby, my heart is full. You fill my soul. Wow, now I can't love you any more than I do right now. Baby, there's no doubt, no, there is no room. Baby, my heart is full. I can't love you anymore.
Bobby, oh my, listen, can I see this mic real quick? This mic is on fire. This mic is on fire. The mic is on fire. Listen, this is the legendary Bobby Wilson. You heard it here. We have been so thankful to have you here on the AM show. You got to come back.
I'll be back.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Listen, we have much more of the AM show when we return, but this was absolutely the highlight. Bobby, again, I can't thank you enough, but yes, we will see you again when you come back. Of course.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Bobby Wilson, everybody.
Thank you.